You guys remember Cosmic Brownies? I found these candy covered chocolate chips. Oh my gosh, they're so big. I thought they would be smaller, but we're gonna roll with this. We're gonna try to recreate another treat. Careful. We're gonna try to recreate another treat from our childhood and make Cosmic Brownies, but better. Because I remember always wanting these, but when I got them, they were like, just okay. I do wish these were smaller, but they're delicious. Wait your turn. I'm gonna do a spin on my medium level brownies, except I remember these brownies being a little like softer and less fudgy, so we're gonna change it up a little bit. Dry stuff, add a half teaspoon of baking powder and some salt, maybe a quarter teaspoon. Wait your turn. Moist stuff, 2 large eggs. Please rate this crack. In. Timing was off. No shells though. Add in a full cup of sugar. I have 3/4 cups of white sugar and 1/4 cup of brown in. Give it a mix. We're not trying to whip up the eggs like a lot of brownie recipes do. We're just trying to dissolve that sugar a little bit, so don't over mix this. It should go from this to this. Set that aside while we melt our chocolate and butter. 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips and then 1.5 ounces of finely chopped dark chocolate. And to that, add 1/2 cup of cubed butter. In. Pop this on a double boiler just until it's almost fully melted. Don't burn your chocolate. It should go from this to this. It only takes a couple minutes. Keep the chocolate moving as you do that. And there's a few bumps in here. We're just gonna mix and use the residual heat to get rid of those chunkos. Trust me, just trust me. Look, so shiny, no lumps. If yours is not shiny, that means you burnt it and you should start again. This is definitely different from my original medium hard recipe. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of a neutral oil. This is for texture. I just remember the brownies being quite soft, and oil really does make a soft but moist texture for muffins and brownies. 2 teaspoons of an instant espresso powder. You don't have to add this, but trust me, it doesn't taste like coffee at the end. It just heightens that chocolate flavor. In. And a teaspoon and a half of vanilla, but measure with your heart. In. Mix. Bring back the eggs and the sugar mixture and add in your warm, it shouldn't be piping hot, but warm buttered chocolate and give it a mix. And that warm chocolate should start to thicken up the mixture as it kind of cooks those eggs. It should go from this to this. Just fold in the dry stuff and you should be left with a pretty thick batter. Like this. That's it for the brownies. I ran out of parchment paper, so I used a few of the liners for the air fryer. Smart. Pour it in, spread it out. By the way, if you want to put chocolate chunks in here, you could absolutely do that when you add the dry stuff. The Cosmic Brownies just didn't have any chocolate chunks, so we're trying to stay authentic. Okay, bake these for 20 minutes and then bang, 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 bang. And then 5 more minutes and they should go from this to this. Guys, I think this might be perfect. The nice crackly top, and I think we got it the perfect thickness. You can see on top there's like a little layer of chocolate ganache of some kind and then the colorful sprinkles. So we gotta make the ganache. And we're just gonna do a really simple one. It's a 2-to-1 ratio chocolate to cream. So 4 ounces of chocolate and 2 ounces of cream is a 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna make it a Mars bar ganache because you guys, if you haven't tried Mars bar ganache, it's the best. Chop your chocolate up nice and fine. In. You can just pour over the cream and microwave it, but I find that temperamental and easy to burn your chocolate. So I'm gonna warm this up separately and then pour it over the chocolate. Make that cream simmer and then pour it over. All the chocolate is covered by the cream. Let it sit for a minute and then mix, and it should come out smooth and silky. From this to this. Want this ganache in a nice even layer over top of the brownies. And then we're gonna have to wait for it to set up. Spread it out. The colorful chocolate chips on top. And then we really do have to wait for a while to cut into it, or else it's not going to be those perfect slices. Okay, how stinking good does that look? Nailed it! Okay, I rarely do part 2s, but this has to set up for a while, and I want Quinn to try it to give us a rating. So here's a recipe for you guys for everything. I'll post part 2 as soon as I can, but I'm gonna wait and we're gonna do this right. I think this is gonna be better than a Cosmic Brownie. You're welcome.